Hello everyone, welcome to the Your Steps to Happiness webinar. So I'm just going to give a few minutes now just to give everybody time to come on. And if anybody's got any questions or you just want to introduce yourself, you can put those into the chat box just below the video screen. So who have we got in here today? Let's have a look. Okay, good. Excellent. Just checking everything's all ready to go before we get going. That's excellent. Okay, so first of all, hello, welcome to the webinar. It's absolutely fantastic to have you on here. I know quite a few people have different things that they want to look at and work on, so let's have a quick look at what we've got available for you. Okay, so if you want to remain anonymous on the call, you don't want people to know anything about what you want to work or anything like that, that's okay. One of the first things I want to really point out to you about whatever is shared on here stays on here, and that you don't talk to people about anything that anybody shares. This is one of the big important things I find from this sort of work. That for you to be able to give and share your stories, it's really important that you can actually know that nobody else is actually going to be sharing what you want to talk about. Okay. So there could be questions. I'll be giving you some questions at times. I'll be asking you things, yes or no answers, things like that. Looking to get engagement with you. And also, the main questions, I'm going to go through those right at the very end. Okay. So here are my guarantees to you today in this call. I guarantee to you that I'm going to show you how to take back control of your thoughts and your feelings. I guarantee you I'm going to show you how to clear your mind so that you can achieve a state of no mind. I guarantee you that I'm going to show you how to start designing your future in a more positive way. The problem with anxiety and depression is that I often look to the future in a negative light and want to change that because I want to reinforce positivity. That's the main thing that we need for you now. I'm also going to show you a little bit about why you do what you do. Okay, there's a reason why you're doing these things that you don't want to be doing. I'm going to show you how to use that same power to start doing the things that you really want to do. So things that you may notice while listening to this and watch what's going on, some things are really going to click with you. It's going to be like a light bulb moment. And you'd be like, ah, brilliant, I really get this now. I really get it. Some things you're going to find resistance happening with inside yourself, okay? This is normal and natural. It's because I'm pushing your boundaries of what you believe inside of yourself to be true, okay? You may experience some confusion at times. Again, this is an example of your boundary conditions are being broken. And I'm taking you outside of what you've believed before to be true. Because what you've believed to be true in the past isn't what's going to take you forward into the future. and we need to break through some of those boundaries. Okay, now the state of confusion is a really good thing to go through. I find that my biggest changes come from points where I feel really confused and I don't know what's happening. You might find that you want to run away. Sometimes I can hear the fingernails scraping on the tables of people who are sat in front of screens, as it's like some supernatural force is pulling them in a chair backwards, right away from the screen. It's saying, don't do this, run away, get away as fast as you can. Okay, again, this is your boundary conditions being broken. Okay, accept this. When you feel that I need to run away feeling, just say, okay, I know what this is. I know there's a bit of fear coming up, but I know that what's on the other side of this is really important. I need to go through this. So who am I and why can I talk to you about this? Okay. I'm, well, the main part, I'm a hypnotherapist. That's my main profession. I'm also trained as an emotional intelligence coach. So emotional intelligence coaching is a lot different from your day-to-day coaching. What it is works on a subconscious level. So I look at the drivers inside of people, what makes people do things, and also look at the language that people use and help people to turn that around. I'm somebody who works on themselves daily. I think this is really important. You got to practice what you preach. It's no good me coming here telling you that you need to do these things if I don't do it myself. What am I doing then? How am I helping you? I'm not really, am I? So I'm giving you things that I do and things I know that work. Okay. I've got a lot of experience helping people with these issues. I also practice various other therapies as well, such as Reiki and EFT, some spiritual type work as well, like spiritual belief change work. And I incorporate a lot of this into my one-to-one work. So my past story. Okay, so who I am and where I came from, how I came to be here. So my teenage years at school, I suffered quite a lot of anxiety, low self-worth, low self-esteem. People who remember from school say I was quite happy and I was joking a lot. If you probably know yourself, you do that as like a front. It's like a mask that you wear to try and cover up what's going on inside. So I used to hide a lot of stuff that was going on. Okay, in school, my nickname, or one of my nicknames, was Nervous Wreck because I used to shake that much. I used to, if people moved a hand towards me, I'd flinch. Yeah, that's how bad it was at times. But yeah, that's school, that's kids. By college, I'd really started to get the depression coming in by then. When I was 16, I actually started to see a counsellor at college. So I had a lot of stuff I had to work through. And this is when I started to decline the habits that I was choosing to use to try and get myself out of that state were pretty bad ones. It's like recreational drug use, things like that, drinking heavily. It was a pattern that I got into because I didn't have the skills and the coping mechanisms at that age to know how to get through it. So that's the only thing I knew how to do. I grew up in a town where that was the norm. That's just what you did. In my 20s, things carried along. I kind of got carried along by life. I didn't really have any plans. I didn't know where I was going or what I was doing. So I found myself in situations and thinking, how the hell did I get here? You know, things weren't really improving. I just seemed to be dragged into everything. I seemed to find myself in situations quite a lot. Of course, there was some really bad times then because I wasn't coping with things. I didn't know how to cope with things. Actually, the drug use became a lot bigger back then, to a point where I was actually started to inject drugs and things like that. It was a real dark period in my life. Luckily, I managed to come out of that on the other side. I know a lot of people that didn't. And a lot of it was to do with because I wasn't planning my life, I was associating myself with the wrong people because they had problems like I did. And so it was like birds of a feather flock together. So in my 30s, I'd cleaned a lot of my life up, but I was still repeating some of the same mistakes about not knowing where I was going, not having a plan, just kind of drifting along in life. My plans were very few and far between. I did make a few plans, and I did achieve everything that I set out to achieve. I achieved, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. By the time that I got there, I didn't really have a big goal. So the early part of my 30s was really trying to deal with things without having the coping mechanisms built in. And it also became the starting of my breaking down process. I started because the depression got worse and worse and worse. I really started to break down. I just didn't know how to handle things. And it came to a real big point where I completely broke down. And that's how I came to be here now. It was just that breaking down was the start of my making. It was the start of me becoming who I am. And even though at the time when I went through that point, it felt so bad. I'm actually grateful to have actually been through that, because I've got experiences now that I can use and I can share. And I can, I can see how other people have got into that position, into that situation. And the second half of my 30s is where I really started to turn my life around. I really started to know who I am and what I'm capable of. So what I did to get out of it is, one of the things I did is I found a great mentor, and I found somebody who was going to push me, who was going to challenge me, and I started to develop myself. I studied a lot. I was given this book called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and I read through that, and some of the things in it I didn't want to accept. And you'll probably find that some of the things I'm telling you tonight are things that you don't want to accept as well. Just go with it, okay? That's the only advice I can give you, because these things that I'm going to say, I'm not going to do a disservice by coming on here and just saying, oh, there, just stay as you are, don't bother trying to change. There's nothing you can do about it, you're stuck. That's a complete disservice. Some things I say to people I provoke, okay? And that's because I want to break through those boundaries that you've got. I need to challenge those beliefs you've got inside of you. So every day I used to listen to audios that were going to help me. I took on books, I took on little courses, I did all sorts of things to get myself moving forward. And I seized every opportunity that came along my way. Any chance of a new course that came along that was going to take me towards where I wanted to be, I did it. Every time somebody mentioned a book to me that I could read, I'd go and find it. I mean, I couldn't always afford to buy every book that I was told about. Back then I was in a real bad place. I'd just literally broken down. But everything that I could get for paying as little as I could, I would do it, and I'd read that book. And then the next thing I do is to take action on it. So there's a good reason for me hosting this webinar. Now, when I work one-to-one with people, I'm very much a fast, rapid change type therapist. When somebody comes in to see me, I look at what they're bringing to me in that moment, and I look into myself and say, okay, what's the fastest thing that I can do to get that person to where they want to be? Okay. Now, sometimes people don't want to experience rapid change. Okay. It's completely possible for you to go through that and for you to experience it. Completely possible. But not everybody wants to do it like that. Some people believe it's going to take a long time to change, and they want to hold on to that belief it's going to take a long time. And that's okay. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. I accept that. That's your model of the world. Okay. I also know a lot about what works and what doesn't, because there's some utter rubbish out there which is just ripping people off, and I don't think that's right. What you need is real effective exercise that you can do, things that you can practice, things you can put into place today. That's what you really need. So I put together this course. These are the steps to happiness course, and these are some of the aspects that the whole course looks at. Now, we can't do everything on here in one call. It's just not possible. Okay, so we're going to look at money. There's things that people want to do, money is things that people don't want to do, and I'm going to show you why on the course. But the things that you don't really want to do are actually the best things you can do, and how to do them easily. We're going to look at relationships. Relationships are really important. You know, what sort of relationship do you have with your family, your friends, and your partner? Is this providing something positive to you, or is there a lot of held up resentment and anger, guilt? Are you going at the relationship in the right way? We're going to look at personal growth. Okay, it's such a massive thing as personal growth. As you work through the different areas, all of it is personal growth at the end of the day. But we're going to look at some real powerful things that you can do to take yourself forward. We're also going to look at your environment and getting you to look at it. Start to question things. Is where you're living working for you? Is your job right for you? You know, the place where you're in. Are you surrounded by the right type of people that you need to move forward? Your career and business. Is it the right one for you? Are you growing in what you're doing, or are you just stuck? I mean, some people do want to have a job where they don't have to think about it and want to go and just do their hours they've got to do and go home and forget about it. You know, for some people that's completely fine, but some people want more than that in life, but they end up in those situations. We're going to look at spiritual growth as well, practicing meditation, using affirmations properly. Not everybody knows how to do them properly and to get them work. We're going to look at the questions that you ask yourself as well, and the questions that you ask of others. I'm going to look at time in relation to your past. If the things that you're holding on to that you shouldn't be, or the things that you want to create in your past. Did you know that you can actually create your own past? You can rewrite it. Okay, it's a real easy process to do. I'm going to look at your future as well. What are your goals going forward? What expectations do you have of yourself? You know, looking to create a better future. I'm also going to look at the present moment, being in the present, and what it really means. We're going to look at your health, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. What are you doing to create more health and well-being in your life? What other things can you do? Hobbies and interests. Do you have any for a start? What things do you have going on that take you away from work and give you that little bit more purpose in life? So I can't cover all of this tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the main areas that people get stuck on so they can start moving forward to look at the things later. So I come at things with a new perspective. To me, anxiety and depression are two sides of the same coin. Okay. Most people treat these as different things, but not really. It's just a different way of your mind doing the same thing. So here's how anxiety works, okay? It's a conscious activity. That means it's based in your conscious mind, and it looks at fears, okay? Fear stands for future expectation, acting as if real. The future expectation that you have is a negative one, and it creates a feeling inside yourself that you don't like and you don't enjoy. Okay? It's all completely based in the future. Okay. It does use past experiences, but it's focusing mainly on the future. Okay. How depression works. Depression is also a conscious activity. Okay, it uses past hurts, regrets, pains, things that people have said to you, things that you've done, and it tends to pull you back towards what's gone wrong in life. Okay, it gets you really focused on the negative things in your past. Now, some people use medication to try and deal with these issues. Now, the problem is it's only ever designed to be a short-term solution. You're not supposed to be on it for very long, really. Some people are on it for years, and to be honest, I don't think this is right. I don't think this is fair on people. medication for these issues is only there to give you a boost. That's the design of it. It can take a long time to get the help that's needed. I know that when I started to get help and I decided I'd never been on a medication, needed some real help, I went to the doctors and asked for counselling. And at the time, I was suicidal. I was really in a bad state with depression. My appointment came through saying it would be 6 months' time to have to wait. Now, if I'd have relied on that and just that, I wouldn't even be here now to give this call. I got that letter telling me that I had to wait 6 months to even see somebody. And I knew that I had to do something for myself. I couldn't rely on anybody else to do this for me. Yeah, it was all about me. It was on me. Okay, so most people tend to feel stuck. Like they're stuck in this rhythm, this routine that we've got going on. Okay, and the problem is that it's your own mind that's doing it to you. It's associating with different things. It's looking at past problems that have happened and it's trying to amplify them into your future. But it's all imagined, it's not real. Okay. And most people also don't know how to get out of these stuck states. They don't have the skills and the coping mechanisms there because nobody's taught them. You don't come into this life with a manual, like a user's manual saying, if you feel this, do this. Nobody gets that. And some people as well just don't want to do it. There's more pain associated to changing for them than there is for going forward and taking those steps that need to take. So some people say depression is a disease. I have a real issue with calling it a disease. I really, really do. And I've had a lot of anger from people over this. Okay. Let's think about what a disease really is. Okay. A disease is something that you pick up from other people. Okay. Or from your environment. So can you catch depression? No, you can't. Depression is a learnt behavior. Once you stop looking at it as being a disease and you stop wearing that label of a disease, it makes it so much easier to come out of it. Depression, like I said, it's a learned behavior. It's something that you do. Everybody is doing things to themselves, okay? Not everybody is willing to accept that. Only the people that have come through it are willing to say, actually, you know what, I've been doing that. And I'm in control of what happens to me. Not everybody wants to accept that they do certain things. So what do labels do for us? Why do we have these labels? Well, it gives us an identity for a start. It kind of tells us who we are. It tells us how to behave. If you have a label that says that you are naughty, what does that tell you that you need to do to be you? What associations with that word, that label, are you creating for yourself? It also tells us how to treat us. If you wear a label that says weak, vulnerable, unworthy, people treat you like that because they see that label on you. It's really important for us to get rid of these labels. If you're wearing the label that says I'm depressed, what is that doing to you? I've never seen anybody wearing a label like that that's been happy. Never. And that's what you want to get to, really, isn't it? It's the same with anxiety. If you have an anxious label across your forehead, other things will pick up on that and will react to you differently. It's like when you see a dog. If you're scared of a dog, the dog picks up on the fear, but it doesn't know if you're going to run away or if you're going to attack. The dog's an instinctive animal. So it says, okay, well, I best prepare myself for a fight just in case they attack me. And that's what people do. We all pick up on other people, the vibrations that we're giving out, the labels that they're wearing. So recognizing your own labels and doing something about them is really important. So there's some things that you're going to need to do, okay? The definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. How can you ever expect to get a different result if you're never going to do something different? What are you doing that's the same all the time and expecting to get a different result? So you're going to need to make some changes in your life, because what you've done isn't working. So you have to do something different. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. You've realized what isn't working. Thomas Edison took around 1,000 goes to make a working light bulb. A reporter said to him, "What's it like knowing that you failed nearly 1,000 times?" He said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. I just found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb." You have to be prepared to sacrifice some things. What's more important to you? Watching Coronation Street in EastEnders or being happy? You've got to make these decisions for yourself. What you're going to do. You have to practice the skills that you gain. You have to do them day after day. You have to take action. When you learn something, apply it into your life. Look at how you can use it, how you can benefit from it, and start doing it. So let's look at how the mind works. I look at things with 3 levels of mind. You got your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your unconscious mind. So let's look at those in more detail. So your unconscious mind is your body functions. These are what you're born with. Like eating, sleeping, digestion, motor function. Your conscious mind as well. And this conscious mind has little man syndrome. It thinks it's in charge of everything and tries to run everything. It's time-based. It lives in the past or in the future. It doesn't understand the present moment. It analyzes and criticizes everything that comes into it. It makes judgments on everything. It likes make-believe. Okay? Now your subconscious mind, this is the real powerhouse of your brain. This is based in the present. Everything is now to your subconscious mind. It doesn't understand the future or past. Everything you imagine vividly, it believes is happening to you at that very moment in time. Everything is real to it. There's no such thing as imagination to your subconscious mind. It just believes that everything is happening now. All your memories and experiences are stored in there. Everything you've ever gone through your filters that you have, are all stored in there. Your beliefs, your values, your identity are all stored in your subconscious mind. That's where all your issues are. All the things that you need to work on. What people tend to do is they're trying to change your subconscious mind using the conscious mind. Trying to change it at such a low level. Whereas that's not really going to work, is it? It's like trying to fix the leak in your water pipes by working on your gas fire. Sure, it's in the same building, but you're in the wrong place. Now, this is where I can help you. Because everything I do is about working with the subconscious mind. So the first thing we're going to look at is meditation. Meditation is taking yourself into the present moment. That's basically all it is. So it works by focusing on something that's happening right now, which is why a lot of people focus on breathing. Or you can focus on a mantra, because the thing that you're saying over and over again is what's happening at that moment in time. Nothing else is really happening. And most people really make meditation hard work. And I do feel baffled at times about how I make it such hard work. Because meditation is one of the easiest things you can ever do. It's simple. But people try and do too much of it at once. They try to run a marathon before they can jog to the corner of the street. It's not necessary. Meditation is such an easy thing. So let's do it. Let's do a 5-minute meditation right now. Okay? So get some earphones, get plugged in, and let's do some meditation and see how you feel at the end of it. So how was that for you? How do you feel differently now? Meditation is a really important thing. Something that you should be practicing every single day. Now just doing that 5 minutes, just 5 minutes doing that. Imagine what a difference that's going to make to you over a week. Imagine what difference that's going to make to you over a month. Just imagine it now. So the next thing you need to look at, the next thing you need to do, you need to know where you are going. You need to know what you want. Now most people say that they know what they want and they know where they're going. But really, most people don't know what they want. They think they know what they want, but they don't really know. This thing from Alice in Wonderland I'm going to show you. And it's really important. Which road do I take? She asked. Where do you want to go? Responded the Cheshire Cat. I don't know, Alice answered. Then, said the cat, it doesn't matter. If you don't have a plan, if you don't know exactly where you want to be, how can you ever hope to get there? You need to know specifically where you're going. So type into a box below. What is it that you want? What do you want out of life? If you don't want to type into the box, just write it down so you can look at it later. So let's look at how to create a bucket list. Things that you want to do, want to achieve in your life. So what do you want to do? What are the things that you can bring into your life that are going to really make your life worth living and special? Not just worth living, but really special. What's those wonderful things that you can do? Create a list of goals. On my bedroom wall, I've got a list. I'm aiming to get 101. I'm up to about 36 so far, things that I want to do. And every day I see it. It's there. So I know what I'm aiming for in life. Some of those things I'm putting into this year and they're happening. Some are going to take a bit longer. You need to know when you're going to do these things. Give yourself a time frame to work upon it. You need to know how much is it going to cost to do these things. Because say if you want to go to like Machu Picchu, okay, you want to do some, like a spiritual experience like that, but you want to do it in 2 years' time. So look at the cost. Okay, what's the cost involved in the journey part of it? What's it going to be for getting there? Are there any packages available? How much are you going to need for food, travel insurance? Really get down to the specifics. Really nail everything down. Okay, so that you know what it's going to cost, and then how long have you got to save all of it up? Break it down. If it's going to be 24 months, how much do you need to put away each month to make that happen? When you're going to need to spend some of that money. So say if you need to have the actual tour part booked a year in advance to guarantee a place. Okay, so you've got 12 months for booking that part. So you schedule 12 payments into your plan. The spending money, you don't need until close to the time. So you can do that after the 12 months. Be very, very specific. Get everything nailed down. Because once you see it on paper, it becomes much more realistic, much more probable for you. And you need to look at your language as well that you're using. Are you being too general and too specific? Now, what people do when they've got anxiety and depression is they get really, really specific about the things that are going wrong in their life or things that they don't like. And they get really general about the things that they do like. So, for example, if there's something that's happened to you before that you're upset about, do you just say to yourself or say to others when you're talking about it, oh yeah, I went through this thing and it's in the past now, it's over and done with, and let it go? Or do you go into all the little details about everything that was said and what room you stood in, what clothes you were in? Is all that stuff in your mind? I'm pretty sure it is. And when you're talking about the things that are good in your life, you're just generalizing over it, trying to get it over as quick as you can so you can get into the next bad thing. So think about this. Think about how you talk about your problems. Are you being too specific? Could you be more general? How do you talk about the things that you want in life? Are you being too general when really you can get more specific and can really get down to the details? So flip your things around, okay? Try it on. Try being really specific about the things that you want. Get right into the details about exactly what it is that you want. If you want a new car, what type of car? What make? What model? What colour? How old is it going to be? How much are you going to pay for it? What sort of tyres is it going to have? What sort of wheels is it going to have? Is it going to have alloys on? Is it going to have steel wheels? What type of spec is it going to be? Is it going to be petrol or diesel? How many gears will it have? Is it going to have leather or cloth seating inside it? Can you see where I'm getting at now? Really get driven down into the details of what you want. And the things that you don't want, start becoming more general about them. Start glossing over them. Again, looking back to the steps to happiness. Okay, the whole thing, we're going to go through this, look at where you're being too general, where you need to get more specific. We're going to drill down into that in the course. So you need to know where you're coming from. First thing to do, really simple but really powerful thing you can do, is create a wheel of life. So get a piece of paper and make a circle. And I want you to divide it with lines, a bit like a pie chart. Okay? Remember pie charts from school? I tend to find 6 or 8 segments works the best. Okay? Pick out the most important aspects in life. What matters to you? Relationships, family, money, business, health, physical, mental health, emotional health, your spiritual growth, your personal growth, travel, time at home. What's the most important things? Pick out, depending on how many segments you choose, whether you choose 6 or 8, pick out 6 or 8 of the most important things to you. Okay? Then what you do is you draw lines, but like in an arc. So your outside line of a circle is a 10. The center point is a 0. And you mark it off so you've got arcs. We'll go through this in the course. I'll show you exactly how to do it. So you end up with a shape that should be representing a circle. The important thing about this is it shows the areas of your life that you need to work on. You can match and compare to your bucket list then. Looking at your bucket list and looking at your wheel of life, which thing do you need to work on most to get all those things that you want? Sometimes it's one below a score. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes a different segment will lift the other segments. What do you need to work on? So goal setting is going to be covered in a lot deeper detail in the online course. Because to get it all really nailed down, it's going to take time. And we haven't got all that much time on the call. So keep everything in the positive, what you want, rather than what you don't want. So don't be putting, I don't want to be unhappy anymore. Because all it says to your subconscious mind is, I want to be unhappy. It doesn't understand the negatives. I don't want to be broke anymore. I want to be broke. So instead, say, I want to have £3,000 in my bank. There's no grey area there. It's clear. It's defined. It's positive. If you want to be happier, what are you going to do? What's the thing that you're going to do when you're happy? Because being happier is just a state of opinion. So what are you going to be doing differently? Then pick those things. Are you going to be exercising because you're happier? Are you going to exercise to get happier? Whatever's right for you. And then start to act as if you've already got it. Visualize what it is that you want. Get the feelings inside of you, what it's like to experience having that. And then start to act as if you've already got it. And given what you've just learned, what do you want now? Look at what you wrote earlier. Is that what you really want? Or is there something else that you really want? It's really important that you learn and you go through this process of understanding how change happens. So is your motivation helping or hurting you? Now some people are really towards motivated. So what that means is we pick something that we want and then start moving towards it, start looking at the pleasure involved in that and start to push towards it. Some people are away from motivated. So these people look at the pain that's in their life and look at how they can get away from that pain. So here's an example I use with people on weight loss. Now most people are away from motivated. So what happens is that they get to the maximum weight line at the top and they think, right, I better do something about this. And they come down to where there's no longer any pain involved. I think, oh, there's no pain involved anymore now. I'll stop. I'll go back to what I was doing before. And the weight comes up. And as anybody who has issues with weight knows, you always put a bit more on. There's a bit more pain involved then. There's a bit more impetus to change because you're away from motivated. Instead, what people should do is aim for the dash line at the bottom. Become more towards the motivated in that. It's same with money. If you flip it upside down, so people tend to have a point where they feel comfortable with money. They go from being broke, they work their ass off, and they get to a certain level, and then they stop because there's no more pain involved. So what happens to the money supply? It goes down until they start to feel pain again, but it starts to go up. And of course, what happens then? So what people should do is set a higher level of where is acceptable for them to be at a low point. And then when they get to that level, that's when the pain should kick in. So firing up your motivation. Now, anger is a really powerful way to fire up your motivation. Anger of itself isn't a bad emotion. It's the way that people use it. Anger is the emotion that creates change in life. We see things that are wrong, we see things that are unjust in the world, and we do something about it because we get angry. We become motivated. Things like Band-Aid, Feed the World, all that happened because people got angry about what they saw. So is any emotion bad? Let's look at the different emotions. Now, sadness is actually just the feeling that something's missing. You've lost something. Guilt is a feeling of doing wrong. All these emotions that we're told are bad aren't really bad, we're just indicators. Emotions are a waypoint. They're there to show you whereabouts you are at the moment. What you like about the world, what you don't like about the world, what you like and don't like about yourself. things that you can change. It shows your current level of vibration. You know where you are right now in life by the way your emotions are. If most of your emotions are negative, it means that there's something you need to do differently. If most of your emotions are positive, it means that you're doing things right. They're also a great way to let you know where you can get to. So like I said before with the goal setting, if you visualize the thing that you want, you can feel what it feels like to have that inside of you. It shows you what's possible with your emotions. So we're going to practice the feelings exercise now. So what I want you to do for now is just close your eyes. And I want you to notice, just scan your body. And don't make any judgments, don't attach any labels at all. I just want you to feel whatever it is that you're feeling inside your body. I just want you to notice how it feels. And I want you to notice the size of it, the shape of it, the colour, the intensity of the feeling. Notice the thickness of the feeling. I don't want you to label it good or bad or anything else. Just notice the feeling. And I want you to notice the energy of the feeling. What's the vibration? How does that feeling transmit throughout your body? The power in that feeling, the energy, is you. All that power is you. And now I want you to feel appreciation for the feeling, just the way that it is. And I want you to feel appreciation for the power in the feeling. Now I want you to feel appreciation for yourself, for feeling the feeling. And feel appreciation for yourself for feeling the power of a feeling. And notice how you feel now. Now in the course, I'll go through this in more detail and take you beyond this point. But you need to learn to walk before you run. And it's important that you practice a feeling exercise in those few steps. In the beginning till you've got it so it's automatic. Practice this 5 times a day. Check in with yourself, see how you're feeling. And just know that it's just a feeling, that's all it is. Whatever you're feeling is just a feeling. Now self-sabotage, okay? We tend to do this because there's beliefs inside of ourselves about what we can do and what we should be doing. And they don't correspond with what we want to do. They say, you can't do that. I'm going to stop you from doing that. So how can we recognize it? Self-sabotage generally, that feeling that I spoke to you about in the beginning, wanting to run away. If there's something going on, something coming up, and you feel like running away from it, it's your subconscious mind saying, I'm not comfortable about this, or this isn't something that we do. Just recognize those feelings. Are you procrastinating on something? If you'd made a decision to just do it, you'd have done it by now. But instead you're procrastinating on it instead. You're sabotaging yourself. You're finding other things becoming more interesting. All of a sudden, that program on telly is more interesting than that thing that you really want in life. Or is it? So what can we do about it? We need to become more aware of what we're feeling inside our body. Use a feelings exercise. What is the thing that I'm feeling? But without labeling it. Just recognize it's a feeling. You can also practice the inquiry exercise. This is really powerful for things that you believe. You have a thought inside of yourself, so you practice this. So you write out a statement about what you believe. The next step is you ask yourself, is it true? The next step is it absolutely true? Is there any doubt in there about it being true? Have there been times in the past when it hasn't been true? Or times in your future where it might not be true? How does it make you feel when you believe this statement? What effect does that have on your body and your mind? How do you react to it? And who would you be without this thought? If you were to take yourself to a point before thought, who would you be? Here's an example. The dentist makes me feel really nervous. Is it true? You might say, well, yes. Whenever I think about a dentist, I feel nervous. But is it absolutely true? Well, actually, no. It's a belief that I have, or a reaction that I have about the dentist. So it's not absolutely true that the dentist does that to me. It's actually something going on inside of me. Okay, you follow this through. Step 3, step 4. Then what we do is turn it around. We start putting different words in there. We put negatives in or take negatives out. Okay, but dentist doesn't make me feel really nervous. How does it feel to believe that as being true? The dentist makes me feel really relaxed. So it's the opposite emotion. How does it feel to believe that? I make my dentist feel nervous. Put yourself into the equation. Like I said before, when I think of a dentist, I create this feeling of nervousness. Okay. Another example, I'm angry at my dad because he told me I was worthless. Okay. Go through the 4 steps. Turn it around. Put negatives in there. Take negatives out. Put yourself in there. So I'm not angry at my dad because he told me I was worthless. I'm angry at my dad because he told me I wasn't worthless. I'm angry at my dad because he didn't tell me I was worthless. I'm angry at myself because my dad told me that I was worthless and I believed him. How do those feel for you if this is something that's true for you or you believe to be true? So what do you believe about yourself, about your abilities? What do you feel? If you look at your goals and you don't believe that you can do them, is it a feeling that comes up? If so, use the feelings exercise. Or is it a negative statement that comes up about your ability to be able to achieve that? Use the inquiry. What could you believe? What could you feel instead? What's possible for you? When you've got your goals that you want in life, create a vision board. Now, a lot of people do get this wrong, okay? Some people are just slightly off. Some people are way off, okay? So the easiest way to do this is you're going to be looking at creating a figure of 8 in the center. Okay, so how that's going to work is anything that's on the right-hand side should be looking or pointing towards the left, and same opposite. Anything that's you place on top should be pointing downwards. Okay, you want to create pictures that create depth, so there's a panoramic view, so it's going backwards. Okay, and you want things that are going to come out of a vision board. Okay, so here's some examples. This is a good one. If you look at the top right hand corner, that car is pointing down through the center line. The house on the bottom, drag your attention towards the background, which is heading towards the center. It's got powerful words in there. I am powerful. It's saying all the things that people want. Okay. The man on the right is looking left. Here's another one. Look at the eye coming out at you in the center. The suitcase in the top right hand side is facing to the center. The people on the left are heading right. The picture of a house on the bottom left is dragging the image towards the center. Now here's one that you don't want to be doing. This is a mess. Okay? This isn't going to get you anywhere. Look at how complicated it is. How can you make any sense out of that? The centerpiece, yeah, it's got real depth to the center, but look at the rest of it. Everything's facing the wrong way. And it's just chucked together with no thought. So make sure you practice that figure of 8. Have things pointing in towards the center, things going backwards, things coming outwards, so it creates like a 3D effect. So what's available to you from this? Join me on the course. Okay? We'll be going through all these different aspects. Look at all the different things in life that you can work on. But do it in a way that you're not going to be flooded, you're not going to be overwhelmed. You'll be able to manage things. So there's going to be a webinar every 2 weeks on a Wednesday. There's going to be recordings available for you in case you miss them. You'll be learning new aspects and new techniques that are going to take you forward in life. There's also going to be a Facebook group. This is there so you can get support from others and give support to others as well. It's really important that you give help and support to others. It actually creates change inside of you. It's also going to hold you accountable. So the goals that you put in there, things that you say that you're going to do each fortnight, people are going to see it. And once you've got people seeing that you're going to do these things, you start to act on it a lot more. So there's extra options available. You can add 1 hour coaching each month. I can add a 45-minute coaching session. It gives you that extra boost. Helps you to work on individual blocks. You're held more accountable because I'll be holding you accountable as well. It's going to really improve your focus. We do this by Skype or by phone call, and you'll find the results will come faster. The next option is to go to the platinum level. Now this is only available to a maximum of 10 people. Not everybody can do this level. So this will be subject to me saying it's okay and that you're ready for it. This is for the most committed people. So we'll be doing 2 1-hour sessions a month by phone or by Skype. You can be laser focused on achieving your goals. You're going to move a lot faster at this level. Like I said, not everybody's ready for this. So it will be subject to approval. You're going to be working on a deeper level because we're going to have those 2 hours each month to work together. You're going to get a hell of a lot more done. So, like I said before, due to the level of commitment involved in this, you'll have to be accepted onto the program. I can only fit in 10 people due to the amount of time available. And you're going to get email support as well. And be prepared for a life-changing experience of this. This is going to really accelerate everything. So pricing. Platinum level, where you're going to get steps to happiness course, so Facebook groups and 2 hours of one-to-one coaching. Now normally to see me, it's £100 an hour. The Facebook group with power that's going to be invested in that, it's worth about £250. The steps to happiness course on its own, I generally see these things going for around £70 a month. But I really want to help people a lot more, so I'm bringing these prices down. So it's going to be just £197 per month for doing that. like I said, only a select few people are going to get through onto that level. It's not for everybody. The gold level, you're going to go into the Steps to Happiness course. You're going to get access to a Facebook group. You're going to get 45 minutes of one-to-one coaching every month to help propel you along. And we're offering this at just £97 a month. This is a lot more accessible to a lot more people. I might want to go into a bronze level, just come in at the entry level of this, where you're just doing the Steps to Happiness course. And you also got access to a Facebook group. I'm offering this at just £27 a month. So a special offer to you right now is I'm offering you the first month for bronze level at £5. The gold level, first payment will be £74. And the platinum level, first payment will be £174. Now that's only available for the next 20 minutes. I'm looking for people who are ready to take action. I'm going to really take myself forward and get some results. So you might have some doubts inside yourself about whether you can do this, if it's possible for you. Can you afford it? Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to imagine there's a black triangle in front of your head right now. And inside this black triangle are all the doubts, all the negative thoughts about it. And I want you to make this triangle so big that all you can see is this black triangle. Okay? I want you to step that triangle back a bit. And notice how you can see around the edges a lot clearer now. Step it further back. So you can see this triangle is actually just a segment on a football. So it's just a part of a football. And as you take that football back with that black triangle on it, you can see that some players around. And as you take that football and those players back, you can see that they're on a pitch. And as you look, come up now, floating up, you can see that that pitch inside a stadium. And that little black triangle is still there in that football. And as you float up, you can see that stadium is inside a city. There's all these different people around, moving around, getting on with life, doing certain things, driving about, walking around, having fun. As you move further up, you can start to see the rest of the country now. You can see the water around the edge of the UK. How insignificant is that little black triangle now? So if you're really committed, you really want to take action, just click on the link below. It says today's bonus, access now. Click onto that and you'll be able to get that offer. But you've got 20 minutes to decide. Do you want to be somebody who takes action in your life? Or do you want to be somebody who's going to wait along for everything to go by them? It's up to you now. Hope to see you there.